After an electrifying performance from Team Liquid, we have seen the first map go in their way, then Odense is not happy about it. All of the Danes ready to get behind Astralis, and they're going to have to do it with a slow start in mind. Welcome back to the ESL Pro League Season 8 Finals. My name is Trey Stunna Saranthus alongside of Sponge and Pimp. And guys, are we witnessing the impossible in real time?
Well, now we're talking. Now we got a final. Normally we start off and, you know, maybe the first map's kind of close, but things quickly decelerate. This is the map choice of Astralis, which is meant to be a punish. And the way that Liquid came out in the opening stage of this game, it was blistering. Then I thought we were going to get the normal narrative. Oh, look at this. You know, Astralis battle back, their class, their mental fortitude. It all comes into play. But some massive impact plays coming in and back-to-back clutch rounds from the side of Liquid was more than enough to change the tide in this situation.
It was super impressive all over the line from Liquid. I think all the swing conditions we talked about that needed to happen in this game for it to be realistic, so to speak, you know, happen. You had Elise showing up with 100 ADR. You had Trist making some of those impact frags that you're talking about. You had Nitro having a good game, you know, whereas on the other side, Device was really struggling on a map that he's known for being very, very dominant on. He did not do much in this game that was good. So all the win conditions, all the stuff that we needed for Liquid to happen in order to have a chance of winning Train, that basically happened. Yeah,
they put the pressure on their economy right in that first half. This is the thing that I spoke about. I thought that they would be starting on the CT side. They've opted to start with the T side and get their momentum rolling. And doing so, they were able to make sure Device couldn't have the AWP for the lion's share of that first half.
It was a good way to wake themselves up into this grand final. I mean, it is a marathon at this point. We're not talking about a sprint for the race, but at least the sprinter in this equation would have been Elige. Definitely putting some statistics up there on the board, but also really opening some doors for Liquid.
Best Krieg player in the world?
What some say.
I think, you know, just the way that he used it in the close quarters, and I joked about it, right? Maybe that's the change of the tide here for Liquid, but the fact of the matter is, it's definitely not the guns. Well, the guns may be contributing somewhat, but he would played a fantastic opening series. And I think that's maybe going to be the story of this, that a different player from Liquid will almost have a map that they make their own.
Yeah, and they're going to have to do just that as they look to bounce back from that map 1L. We're going to take a look at the numbers. All around the board here, 10 players in front of you, and there are definitely some shining stars already coming out here into the equation.
Yeah, and it's great to see Neff keep up the level, right? Posting 102 ADR. That's very important for him to get great into this series. We did talk a little bit about it in the pregame, that he is a guy that has been struggling a little bit of finding his own form when it comes to Astralis. Let's not forget that the first time these two teams met, he was the worst rated player on the server. So that definitely changed on Train.
Well, and right here, when we have the two AWPers, now I say that loosely. Device is definitely the primary AWPer for Astralis, but over there on the Liquid camp, Nitro maybe does the lion's share, but he's not by any means a primary AWPer, and he's had more AWP kills in this game than Device.
You know what's interesting about that? Sniper purchases, right? 3 against 3. That's not a lot of AWPs bought for Device in a series like this, especially not on Train. As you said, you want to see him as much on the AWP as possible. You want to see him dominate and establish map control. He didn't do that at all.
Well, there is one Brazilian hiding amongst all of the North Americaners there over on the Liquid side, and his name is Taco. We have the opportunity now to hear what he has to say on the other side of map 1. Let's go ahead and check in with James Banks on the sideline.
Team Liquid do take the first map of Train in this best of 5 versus Astralis, and I've got Taco joining me to discuss what went down. And the first thing I got to ask is, it says already that you guys haven't played Train in like the last 3 months. When was the last time you guys played, and how did you prepare so well for it?
I think the last time we played Train was DreamHack Marseille 6 months ago, something like this. I'm not gonna lie, the only preparation that we had for Train was today in the morning.
Okay.
We just set some strats, we just got a piece around and a CT piece around as well. That's what we had on the map, and it worked out. I mean, the difference is that we played Train before, like 6 months ago. Of course, we are not playing. In the last 6 months, we never played Train, but before that, we played Train, and it's not a map that we never played together, you know, but it worked, and I'm happy because of that.
Now, the mind games are starting to work. They didn't get nuked. You now take the first map. How confident are you guys feeling? What's the communication like? Because I saw you all come down the stairs, and everyone seems in good spirit.
Yeah, we are in really good spirit. Like, there's no pressure for us. We are just doing our thing. We are playing really well this tournament, and that's what I told the guys before the game. Guys, let's not change anything. It's working. Let's just keep it up. Let's just keep doing our thing. Let's not overthink. Let's not get the pressure getting us. There's no pressure, and we are just having fun.
Hey, you are having fun. You're still smiling as always, Taco. Thank you so much for that. Stunna, you guys, did you expect this, and what on earth do you think is going on right now?
You know, tacos make me happy, both in the server and out of the server. And in fact, that taco seems very happy on the outside of what was that train victory there.
And he should be, right? He said it himself, pretty perfect. We just ran around and we had fun, and they definitely had fun. You can see the mental relief coming out from the Liquid players in this one. They were smiling. I even saw Elise, you know, laugh in a round where they lost a round. So that's something I've never seen before, and I played with this dude for more than a year.
And I guess even further than that, we can start to talk about some of the things that we might have saw through that matchup. I mean, there's a whole slew of information to be had there.
Yeah, we talked about like the impact plays, right? And we actually have one here, and I consider this potentially the swing round within that first game. So this is when Twist actually went for an aggressive push over towards Ivy. So I just want to set the scene. We have Twist over here, but what I want you guys to keep your eye on is Magic's Boy, and it is going to be Device, but he's going to be caught in rotation. So I'll highlight them so everybody can keep their focus on while we start this on. These two players, so we'll get this clip rolling, and what you're actually going to notice is that Magix is watching Ivy the entire time. The rotation, and this is what makes it awkward, Twist is going to go for the info play at the exact time as Magix is now going towards team mid for his execute, and Device is going to get caught out. So as the cameras change, which they just have, you can actually see on the push from Twist just here, and if we look towards the map up the top, that this awkward little exchange between Device and Twist is going to put a lot more pressure on the outside execute. So him not dying, him just delaying time means Device, he can't now assist in the execute towards the outer bomb site. We're going to fast forward a bit, and as this executes come on in, he's pushed the whole way through, and Device has now gone out and not even worried about team main. Let's zoom in on the minimap. Oh, that's not my zoom button, this is the one. And you can actually see that Device is looking in the wrong direction here. Twister's just going to come out and he's going to kill him in the back. And this is, for me, is a massive swing round in this game because they went on to win the next few rounds. They were clutches, but they still won the consecutive rounds in a row to close the game.
I mean, there were a lot of instances right there where we saw what we'd call pivot rounds happen.
Yeah.
And there were never ones that seemingly went in the way of Astralis. We saw 1v1s in the inside bomb site. We saw certain moments that might have defined that in a different light. And we're going to start to define our next map in a different light because it's time to shift gears. It's time to get away from Train if you're an Astralis fan and start to talk about Mirage.
Yeah, I said before, going into this matchup, even before we saw Train, that I think Mirage is even, I wouldn't say favored towards Liquid, but I think it's a 50-50. I think Liquid has a very good chance of actually making this a very competitive fight. Astralis have shown weaknesses on Mirage, so if they can pull up, you know, the same level, the same, I would say, loose style they play with here, you just showcased it, right? Twist doing a push 30 seconds left of the round, that's confidence. That's, you know, believing that it works. Can they do that on Mirage, getting the post plant down? They're going to win this game.
Yeah, impact plays are going to be the one because we're going to see a lot of post plants here on Mirage. So I think this one is going to be another electric, clutch-heavy match.
Well, it's going to have to be, and we're going to have to ask you to make some noise, Odense. It's time to get it on again. Here we go into Mirage, and it's going to be the Danes looking to bounce back from a map 1 loss, and Liquid trying to get a heavy lead going into this best of 5. Let's go ahead and jump right into this action. The second map continues here with Henry and Sadicist.
That is right, Trace. Ladies and gentlemen, the second map about to begin. Liquid stunned Astralis on Train. No one saw it coming. But can they bounce back on Liquid's pick of Mirage? It's equal playing field, and we'll get into it. Let me hear you. Astralis starting on the T side, and it'll be Liquid trying to get it done on the CT forces here. They got one smoke and a defuse kit. That's in the back pocket of Elise, and PT50 available with Device. Matt, he has to step up in this particular map here.
He's got to show up in this particular map here. That's absolutely true. They even pointed out that Nitro had more op kills than Device. That's one of the only duels between them, if you want to talk about the skill on each team, that I would give to Astralis every day of the week. So when that's not working, you've got problems. Mirage could be the key to this series as well, because Inferno, after this, Liquid has won on before against Astralis. Not only that, Dust 2, nothing is safe for either side. So this is a big map for Astralis to steal back. It starts off in favor so far. Liquid, they've got 3 kills. They've only lost 1, and it's Zippix and Magisk trying to make amends with that situation. Magisk getting back through the vents and finding a kill and getting away. It certainly helps their cause. It's all on to Zippix to try and peek it out, but firing squad of 3 inside of the site. Nowhere for Magisk now to go, and Liquid start off perfectly yet again, and Elise starting off perfectly yet again. 4 kills for him.
He's in the zone right now. As they said in the interview, they're having fun out there. They're not feeling the pressure, and that's perfect. That's what we need to see from Liquid. Another pistol goes in their favor. Round 2, and will we see the force by from Astralis? I doubt it. I assume the AKs come out in the 3rd, but Elise, oh my goodness, the shots he's getting is just world class at this point. He's sitting going around as a fragging unit as well, making sure they attack at all angles with all the firepower they have in that clutch, making sure the 3 versus 1 is just not possible at all. Full eco here, as expected for Astralis, just Glocks and 1 PT50 for Magus, who managed to get the only kill previously. So that means he essentially gets a PT50 for free compared to his teammates, so he has to save money. But if they get a couple of frags, that'd be amazing for Astralis. If they get the bomb down, that would be remarkable. We'll see if they can find anything here at all. Right now, just to be baiting out the grenades, it's actually worthwhile doing. It's a small nuance to the game, but if you can delay this as much as possible, bait out all the smoke, some incendiaries as well, that's going to cost them significant money and actually maybe help you break them in the future.
Twist starting off well against Xyp9x. Snap trying to find some damage down mid with the FAMAS. Does tag up Device. He's down to 48. Doesn't want to overcommit to the peak naturally, so he's brought Nitro out to help him along with that. And they go together. They each find a kill. P9 at that range, but that was partly due to the fact that there was damage really Dupree. He just wants to get this bomb down. He just wants money for his team. Nitro wants to try and deny that, and does, just barely. There's about half a second left on that plant. And they'll close out the round without giving away much at all.
Just the one kill. And if you want to talk about Mirage specifically, over the course of 2018, if you played 7 times, right, and 5 of those have gone in favor of Astralis, the games Liquid have won, which actually set this up to be amazing. It's been 16-14 victories both times. So if Liquid can win this game, it's going to be incredibly close. That's what we can expect here. But Astralis need to start showing up. I haven't seen much of them, but this could be the round. They will have the AK-47s. They've got smokes available to them, and flashes as well, of course. And we'll see whether this sort of bonus situation for Liquid, the 2 SMGs can work out. They managed to do a great job throughout this tournament, this sort of situation, and they're going aggressive. That's what you want to see here. You got to be a little bit risky. Go for some picks and see if the SMGs can get close range and find an opening.
So AK's out, they start to peek out mid. Glaive's already pushed down, has access to ward connector. Underpass check, spotted as well. They now know Twist is pushed up. He's not alone in that position. It's actually a pretty aggressive stance from Liquid. Nitro's at the top of the stairs as well as Twist still trying to do battle. Glaive's down there, however, AK is going to win it out. And the question is, does Nitro strike? Because he knows he's weak, he certainly will. Take that back, grab the AK upgrade, but it's Elysian Nitro doing the job. Over toward A, it suddenly turns. Device and Xyp9x find an opening, and that allows the bomb potential to get to the side. I say potential because Taco still could intercept that. Deep smoke. It's not going to be able to cover him off if he pushes back. He absolutely has that opportunity. And in the open, oh, Device realized it, but it's too little too late. Flank now in place. They can watch out the bomb. Dupree, massive miss. This is suddenly a huge problem because they've got Nitro swinging toward Palace. Xyp9x has 41 seconds, but not a lot of information on how to play this. If he picks that up, he's in the open.
This is so tense, Matt. He's got a Molotov to segregate one of the CTs, but does he know the Palace flank is coming in? He takes the gamble, and Nitro, he'll close it out. That's a huge victory for Team Liquid there. Remember, they go into this round of SMGs, a couple of rifles, and they get aggressive. They lost the first pick. Glaive didn't expect the second player there. They lose, and they go to the 4-on-4, funnels him in towards A, and it's all about Taco there. And you're right, Dupree, he should have had that kill hands down. That was his. It was on a plate. Taco with the FAMAS exposed, should have been taken down.
Smart play from Nitro as well to go toward Palace, because if he goes A main and somehow the bomb gets in behind the boxes, they can't deny it. There's a chance they win out the clutch. By going Palace, he guaranteed himself vision of every position in which he could be planting. Incendiary behind the boxes. Device tagged by Nate already. Great start again from Liquid, 3-0. In the new money system, it almost means 4 should be the case.
The Eagles. They have got 3 sets of Kevlar as well, 2 of which have helmets. So a deadly team with the Desert Eagle, but it's going to take something magnificent to get them out of this hole. No grenades. It's all going to be about mistakes made by the CTs. If anyone gets too aggressive and starts probing a little bit too much and gives a rifle up, that's the only way Astralis can really do much with this. But you can see nice disciplined crossfires right now. Twist is working with Nitro, making sure that everything's covered. Great position to play against the Pistols is Sandwich. That's against Deagles. A little bit scary against CZs, but the Deagles, he should have the advantage hands down. As they start to set up for the A split, the bomb's still down all the way in T spawn, right back there. So they can't really do much with this right now.
Spotted on the jump, but
okay.
What a stunning shot from Dupree as he finds the head. And they might get another one. Oh, Twist really walked out and gave himself up in that position. Xyp9x can't quite land it on a Nitro. Doesn't want to overcommit to that angle because he's aware they have connector. And Glaive with 1. Xyp9x a chance to get back in, drops down. Twist holds true. It's a 1-on-3.
Well, there it is. Managing to avoid danger there. Dupree with an amazing shot boosted up towards the window. Quite creative, but now a 3 versus 1 with 20 seconds remaining. No chance at all. That's the bomb recovered and indeed going down. It's going to be 4-0 for Liquid. This is the team we wanted to see turn up to the grand final, and they certainly delivered on that front. Device, Magus, and Zipex still with 1 and 4 between them. We'll see whether they can find some success in round number 5. The analyst said Device bought the AWP on train 3 times, Matt, and that is incredibly low for a player of his standards to be the main AWP, but they rely on his AWP. It's so scary, it's so synonymous with Counter-Strike at this point. We'll see whether he can pull it out. He actually can't. It's an AK-47 again as we get to round number 5.
Keep in mind that buying is somewhat of a skewed stat because they could have picked one up, carried it over, etc. So you're right, they only purchased it 3 times, but he would have had it in his hands a few more than that. Nitro, ooh, missed shot. Had the vision apparently of Glaive, but just off by a little bit. Naf stuck inside of the smoke. Needs to not deplete all of his ammo because Glaive gets in behind him. And now Taco's got pressure. Both angles. He finds the first, drops off, but only 16 HP left to contend. And that nade, it's going to take him down. It's too far. Didn't even do any damage. I think it bounced inside of the quad. Gets away with it, perhaps, Taco. This could be a killing blow, however, if they're that focused toward Magisk. Dupree, completely, I was going to say undetected, but Twists in perfect position, shuts that down.
This is so good from Liquid. Everything's covered and calculated. It's Zipex exposing himself towards the A side, but Twist knows he's low. Has to just try and stay alive at this point, run the clock down as much as possible. He will be punished in the end, 2 versus 2.
Mirage gets back through the vents. Zipex selects not to try and babysit that. The rotation goes all the way back through T-Spawn. He plants safe side triple, knowing that Twist was the only one on that side of the map. But Elige expecting him to back out, hasn't seen him yet. Will now know he's deep in the site. Nade just to soften him up a bit, make his chances slightly greater, but softens him up by 1 HP. Whatever that's worth. Incendiary will hold off Magisk at the very least, and they can start to try and figure out the position of the previous planter. Running out of time, and they're spreading themselves out as far as possible. On the Astralis side, Elige has a kit, doesn't matter. Taco found first, Astralis pull it back. They're first in the game, it's 4-1.
Thankfully, Astralis can hold on in the 2 versus 2. Smoke down on the bomb made things problematic there, but they held their nerve, and they've actually done a great job of running the money right down here. This is their access point to this series. If they can win this round, Liquid will be left with nothing, and they can start to develop some rounds on the board at this stage. Slow-paced game from Astralis so far. Can they negate the AWP of Naf, which has been a huge talking point of this event? When he wants to pick it up, the team let him do it. He has been phenomenal. #1 in stats in about 5 different categories that HLTV track. As they head towards B, this might be a straight-up execution here. We know they like to do it. It's going to be Glaive towards short and his teammates in towards those barbments. We'll see if Taco can hold them off. The smoke will buy him some time.
Smoke aggressive, Taco sliding underneath of the window. He'll try and position himself accordingly. Actually finds Dupree, who'd already bypassed that position. Gets a free shot on a Glaive, but needs to be perfect in his positioning here because he's going to get behind the bench. Oh, it is. It almost was going to go the other way. I thought he'd get caught out by Naf instead, but Magisk still giving a challenge. Looking for back-to-back rounds. And a chance to reset Liquid's economy, which opens this game completely. Twists, hesitant, not sure which way to look, allows Magisk to get toward the bench on that AWP, and it's a bit of a problem for him because smoke down at the doorway. He needs to keep the aggro. He's allowed Magisk actually to backtrack. They now know Nitro's in the window. Magisk, easy shots. Twist's gonna have to be aggressive, does get the low HP. No kit, needs to be immediate on top of the bomb. Tries to re-peek out the same side, but Zipic's gonna position himself behind the pillar. Twists, a free chance at it. Gets a little closer on the knife, but again, time running out. Zipix, he's playing this angle perfectly around the pillar. Twist, he's gonna run out of time. Zipix now knows it and swings out. It's Astralis with another.
2 Titans locking horns in the 1 versus 1. Zipix plays it to perfection, managing to dance around the pillar, and that was a massive round for Astralis. Not only has it broken the back of Liquid here, that's actually going to keep them right in this game. It's early stages here, and that's exactly what they need, just to keep themselves competitive. Naf with a great second shot here on the bomb side as well. Quick as you like, as he takes down Device. His Magus, though, that delivers the good with the AK-47. Not only does he get his 4th kill there, but he sets up a winnable situation for one of the best in those sort of scenarios, Zipex, who plays it very well indeed. Full eco here for Liquid. Should be a guaranteed round for Astralis. They don't have to do anything too technical. Stay together, make sure they're trading out kills here.
First time they've had the economic advantage as Device takes down Naf. Zipix finds Elige. Pistols unable to find anything so far for Team Liquid. Dupree gets Twists. Straightforward cleanup clue so far, and there's no damage done against them in terms of money, so this is looking perfect. Taco blinded, can't even find the last kill. And now we find the 6th man in the room, and I'm not talking about Sonic, it's the roar of the crowd as they bring this to within 1.
Up on their feet now, Astralis will not have the AWP once again, sticking to 5 rifles. They've got the money to purchase it, but right now they're comfortable. It's going to be Taco, who plays a turret-style AWP. You won't see him being as flashy as Twist, Nitro, or even Naflight. He'll hold towards that B side without armor, just go for the 1 kill, and that'll be it. Just a note as well, we've got 3 orgs. Liquid really embracing the new rifle that's coming to the game. I say new, it's been around for a while, but you know what I mean. It's been adjusted, and now really do see it almost every single round of Counter-Strike as Astralis set up what could be the A attack. The flashbang will come in. It's going to be a very simple approach, and dupreeh clinical with his precision to open things up on the A side.
Mirage tagged. 82, the nade, just barely catching him. They got the palm down very quickly as Zipix was able to push all the way forward. Good Molotov, extinguished immediately, however. So Mirage is able to hold position to the connector. That gives them a chance to retake more successfully because they don't have to back all the way out of the archway. And a good find from Nitro, reading the fact that the flank was possible given the situation of how quick it went down and rotations required. Nav on the device. This is certainly winnable for Liquid. More so now that it's just Zipix. He'll step out, finds Taco. Clutch Minister, they call him! He's got 3! Oh my goodness! Zipix can't quite hold it.
No,
He's just barely. He might. You're right, he might with the time. He doesn't have a kid. I think Zipix has pulled this off. I think he has! A 1 versus 4, and it's 4-4 on the score!
That's more like it from Astralis. That's the team we know and love, and of course it's Zipix to deliver once again in a massive clutch situation. 4-4, and we'll take a tactical timeout. That's Astralis calling it. Like we said, that adrenaline rush you get after winning a round like that. It'll take you a few moments just to calm down, but he's used to this. It's another day in the office. The king of clutches, Zipix delivers once again, and has forced Liquid down to another eco at this point. A chance to pick themselves up, but they can't really purchase into this. Has to be Deagles once again, and his first shot from dupreeh. That was stunning, but it looked like the round was over. You can see a 1 versus 4 map. Who would have thought this was possible? They start running in 1 by 1. They throw no grenades towards him, and they leave the only player of other kit, Mirage. Yes, he gets the kill, but still didn't have time to get the defuse there. That is monumental. As we get to round number 9, Deagles, CZs, a couple of nades. Mirage has some armor, but Astralis now, this is more like it. This is the team you wanted to show up to the grand final.
Look at the emotion from Magisk as well. You can tell the pressure's on Astralis. They know what this means. Home crowd, grand slam, all on the line. And you've got to give credit to Zipix. A little smirk almost suggests, I know I win those.
Yeah, indeed. He's done so many on Mirage. So iconic in those sort of situations. But there it is. Astralis will take it all day long. And at this point, Liquid will be lucky to get a couple of frags. They're going to hold back defensively. There is a stack towards Shadow. You can see 3 players in that position. Just going to be holding up and hopefully catching Astralis in an execution. They're trying to play in front of the smokes to be thrown, but that is a very common Molotov position and, of course, a pre-fire as well. As the Danes make their way towards A once again. But remember, that bomb's still down in T-spawn. Suggester's going for some mid-control here, getting towards Connector, get towards Inner Palace, then grab the bomb, go in together. I don't expect much until they get that actual C4 picked up.
Positioning is key, though, inside of Connector, because if they push out, there's nowhere to really hide in Shadow. You can't really use it to your advantage, and you see the effects now. They didn't expect the third, though, and that nearly cost them. It will. Twist's able to trade off the fact that Elise stole the aggro away from Glaive. Hasn't pushed forward to get a gun as of yet. Doesn't have that certainty, but knowing there was a stack on A, what's the natural conclusion? The next step, go toward B.
Really would have expected all 5 players to be committing to the side, but they only send 3 in. Sure, it's a 2 versus 2, an advantage here, but there's definitely a risk. Taco can hear them now making their way towards B. CZ in hand. If he gets 1 kill here, it'll be enough. Oh my goodness, could get both as well. It's Zipix on 60 HP, another 1 versus 1 situation for him. It's Twist once again. He's got the AK-47 and a Molotov. He's towards short right now.
He knows that he's towards short. Zipix heard him and saw the Molotov come in, so he now positions perfectly. Again, there's no kit, and there's no armor for Twists either. It's AKs, but just body shots would be so problematic. Twist, he's gonna get up, he's gonna get in position, but Zipix again and again. He always finds the clutches.
We're going into round number 10, and Zipix has delivered 3 clutches so far. This goes to show how close this first half has been on Mirage so far. We're still 5-4. Liquid with a great start, but that's now 5 rounds in a row. And we're seeing a double orb setup for the first time come out of the CTs. My God, Twist, that was a great shot. He did everything he could right down to the wire there. 1 versus 1, gets right up there in his position. It looked like he had the shot. You'd expect him to hit it, but not gonna happen. And it goes to round number 10, and dupreeh will open things up there. It's actually Nitro that goes down quickly towards our middle position. We'll see if they can capitalize upon this advantage. It looks like they can. It's Glaive to give them a substantial lead now, 5-on-3. They've got the majority of the utility remaining, and they're going to pounce on this opportunity as well. They're going to make their way towards the A site. And at this stage, you might just want to consider saving the Liquid. That's the A defense completely ruined, and presumably, Astralis picking this round up.
Lop yielding nothing, and this is it. This is exactly the problem for Liquid, is that when Astralis start to get this momentum, when they get the money on their side, sooner or later, they're going to start steamrolling. It's good read to hold off on the vent. He'll grab the AK-47 and upgrade onto that, but with the bomb already planted, they're not really interested in this round. They know the money situation is a bit dire, and they'll head to the confines of B. Not comfortably, I would say, though. Glaive and dupreeh on the hunt. That's why Taco has a very forward position. If they go together, though, this is tradable. So that would be the op down. And flash as well, perhaps. They'll find one. Does manage to get by dupreeh. Smoke off. Maybe they get away with this because they're already backing off. They don't want to give away more than 3 guns.
Absolutely true. Liquid will save 3 players here, but it's Astralis helping themselves to the first kill in middle. That was effective. They head in towards A. Straight up another frag there at that point. Only 2 players go down. They'll take it all day long. It's 6-4 as they increase their lead. The money starts to rack up, but as we said, 3 players surviving for Liquid with that maximum loss bonus. They'll still be pretty much fully equipped here. Gonna have the 5 rifles of which, not the double AWP set up anymore though. Nitro back on the M4 after being taken out by dupreeh. In the previous round, we'll see Taco stay on that stationary B AWP. You won't see him be too mobile, but he's very good at getting frags and playing defensively. Round 11 now, coming to the last few rounds of the first half. Liquid haven't posted a round in 6, and it's been 3 clutches from Zipex in that sequence as Elige holds towards CPL at this point. Can he find the first frag? Oh. That's more like it from Device, the sort of picks we expect from him.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Knew the angle perfectly. Only shows his head and manages to find the shot toward the ladder. Flash, look at the timing. Naf does get away with it, pulls it back, in fact, takes the bomb as well. Lucky to get away from benches. They had catwalk controlled, and that's where Glaive finds Nitro. Naf's now locked in. No position in which to work, but I guess if you're going to be caged, you might as well fight forward, and he takes down Zipex as well, 2-on-2. Bomb in the site, remember, as Glaive found one already. Pushes in. I'm not sure he's aware, though, that Twist has already made it through the window. He was expecting he was still locked out. Device, 4 HP, 1-on-1, but it's Twist that finally gets one back for Liquid.
Finally, a round going in favor for Twister. He's found tons of kills and bringing it right down to the 1v1 each and every time, but this time it goes in his favor. Device, low HP, could do nothing about that, but the hero of the round has to be Naf.
Keep in mind that Twist's the only one alive, and that's 6 rounds in a row to Astralis. You said that, so this is massively problematic. They're not going to have a great buy this time around, let alone the reset potential. So Astralis could completely crack the half right here, right now.
Absolutely. There's Naf. We haven't seen him use the AUG at a big tournament before. This is the first showing of that, and he has looked unstoppable. Twist continues to apply the pressure there. They're pushing up towards middle, but dupreeh still alive and kicking. Nitro will get a second frag for Team Liquid, but can Device find anything more? He's looked scrappy, a little bit sloppy at times as well. This time painted into the corner, as he still has 100 HP, but CT's not going to let him survive for much longer. This is a must-win round for Liquid. They've managed to get it.
Fantastic change of the pace as well. They knew the situation. They knew they were less on weapons, and they couldn't afford to lose. Push mid, get a kill, fell off, it was traded, but then Nitro thinks, well, if they're all busy there, he can get away with it, and instantly they rotate on top of him. So good calls, good rotations, and we're looking at a tie game, because dupreeh with 14 doesn't have the bomb, doesn't really have a chance.
Just hoping to take some players down with him at this point. You can see, actually, Astralis, it just goes to show how close this game has been in the last 6, because they've had so many 1v1s. They haven't built up a huge bankroll. They've had to invest significant money each and every single round. They're actually going to be broken after this one. They actually might just have to buy it, and dupreeh might consider saving the AK. We'll see whether that transpires as he looks for anything available to him. 14 HP suggests he is just going to die at this point, and they won't really have much at all. That's going to be 1,900 per player. I assume the full eco and buy up with the 2,400 after it, but there certainly are a few options. Whether I'll take a timeout and deliberate over them is yet to be seen, but it's going to be Naf to close things out in the round. 2 frags for him. They pick up the AK-47. They've got the AWP still in their hand. Still a little bit hindered by the fact that the FAMAS and the MP9 are there, but that's fine. Remember, this should be an eco now, so they can actually use those weapons very effectively, as Astralis will not be forcing this. You see the Deagles come through. Some armor may be available for them with the 3rd stage loss bonus coming in next, but at this point, a bomb plant would be idyllic. If they can get that down, that would be fantastic. That's pretty much as good as it's going to get with this sort of setup. As we get into round 13, Liquid looking to take back the lead.
Down at the top of the horseshoe suggests a push. It's not inaccurate. They'll go aggressive. Meanwhile, over toward A, Naf holds true. The one thing they have to be worried about with the push is the position of underpass, and they have recognized that at Legion Twist. Regrouped from Astralis. Aware that there's a mid presence, no one on the catwalk. 2 players firing inside of A that found the kill. They can deduce that B is likely open, and look at the position for Dupree. Oh, smoke fades. Great read from Taco. That would have opened up the entire site. Take their chances, Astralis. Mid's pretty open position for just pistols to work with.
Again, trying to find any sort of openings they can here. They're quite handy with the Deagles, but this is a little too much of a tall task, I would say. Ali's playing defensively. They don't need to hunt these frags. They need to stay patient and disciplined. They cannot afford to make any mistakes against Astralis here. They need to play a perfect game to take them down in this best of 5, and that round is nothing short of that. They keep 5 players up. The money's building up at this stage, but Taco and Naf still those lesser weapons. Do they want to upgrade them at this point? Round 14, Matt. Maybe they want to just purchase up a rifle and upgrade it, and they will indeed. It's going to be an AWP that's brought in to just get rid of that MP9. And we've got round 15 next, and Mirage will be aiming to win the rounds, then build up the cash, to be honest. So Liquid, another strong position for them is Nitro back on the AWP. 8 frags to his name, a quiet game by his standards. And we haven't really seen Device on the orbital that often still. It's been difficult financially for them, but in terms of his last 4 and 10 frags in the previous map, he's actually 4 and 12 right now, Matt. So Device still struggling immensely in this grand final.
Nitro saw put down that Molotov. It seemed like in front of him. For those of you who don't know, he's trying to deny the smoke, so it extinguishes it, but then also doesn't bounce to cover and leaves a gap. So we can get a pick toward mid. Lige was down actually on that, despite they had Nitro to peek with him. I would have thought they would have walked away with one there. Nitro on the op has to run away, so they've actually taken over not only window and jungle, but also connector at this point. Nitro's forced to rotate all the way around to CT. Good find from Naf. It's actually Twist, above him that got the kill. He finds a second as well, and he's going to have to look for a third, but blinded up in the corner. Glave's able to pull one back. And Magisk, therefore, can walk out from Palace, but not so easily. Maybe I'm wrong on that one. That looked pretty easy to me to find that shot on Nitro.
Now they know Taco plays in that B bomb site. He's going to be aware of the possibility of connector, but does he know he's got the AWP? He spots him. He's got the advantage, but Taco nails the shot. It's the 1 versus 1 this time going in favor of Liquid, and that's another defuse, and you can see him enjoying himself there. 2 kills in the round. Like we said, never anything too flashy, but it's always intelligent AWPing from Taco. Gives himself the maximum chance of winning the situation. Holds tight, waiting for Magisk to peek again, knowing he'd been spotted. Nails the shot, gets a defuse, and guarantees a half victory for Liquid at this point. It's 8-6, round 15 coming in now with the bomb planted and the loss bonus actually getting up to the 4th stage. They have got a buy here, but it's not the best. Magisk, amazing shot towards CT spawn. Couldn't replicate it on the 5th though. Taco wins it out, and he knows that's a lot of pressure relief for his team. They've got the resources now to have a full buy here, and Astralis certainly don't have that. They've got 2 smokes available, sure, 5 rifles, one of which is a Galil, and we've got a bit of mid pressure here from the CTs. Lige went down first in the previous round, looking to give that sort of premium to his teammates, and actually gets the first pick. It's going to be Device that goes down once again, and a double kill for a Lige. That's absolutely fantastic. Leaves Device with 4 kills in this half.
Free to collect the bomb. Regardless of the outcome of this series, one of the most encouraging aspects, and all the other storylines we've touched about, is the fact that Liquid finally giving Astralis a run in the finals. The best team arguably of all time in Astralis, the best NA team arguably of all time in Liquid. NA versus EU, this rivalry could turn into something spectacular, the amount of times they find themselves in these situations. One of the greatest in esports, potentially, if it could transpire that way. Taco, tag on the Magisk as he jumps across. They still have 2 men better than that of Astralis, so they won't panic on the fact that bomb will find its way to the site. They'll take their time, calculate their retake, and can afford to actually trade off on some of this, so it may not be the worst idea to send someone in for information early. Instead, Lige just cleans out the apartments. That makes Magisk have to look both directions, and exactly that. Lige gets the trade. Magisk had no choice but to fire at Naf, and sacrificially, they'll take down 1. Who cares? It's round 15. It's 9-6.
Now, this might seem like a weird thing to say, but you have to say, sure, it goes 9-6, but I feel like Liquid deserve like maybe 3 or 4 more. That 1 versus 4 from Zipex, like that was their round. It was tied up, it was done. Liquid are looking like a much better team right now. Just the individual aim battles, they're winning every single time. Device seems completely shut down after the first map. He can't get into the series so far. He finished the first map on 10, he finishes his first half on 4. We need to see big numbers from Device in this second half. Will he still have the balls to go on the AWP? I hope so. He needs to find his confidence and start racking up those kills if Astralis is going to bring this grand final back. Go on.
Well, I was going to say, if he wants to be the #1 undisputed of the year,
yep.
I mean, we've had FaZe kind of fall off, take Nico out of it. Simple, okay, Navi's had a few successes, but he's been consistent in every situation. Yes. Where this is potentially one of the biggest finals Astralis will ever play, considering the circumstances, and he's non-existent. 4 and 14, and he had a very slow train as well.
Well, there it is, sniper kills. He got 1 AWP kill in the first half. Now Nitro, he's a hybrid, right? We don't need to worry about his AWPs only being 2 because they pass between twists. Nitro, Device is the main AWP, but they don't really run a double AWP setup that often. Device with 1 kill on a key map in a grand final of the AWP in the first half, that really doesn't bode well. He might lose his confidence point. We know he's an emotional player. If he has rough starts, sometimes can find it difficult to really get into the game. But here we go, a very important pistol here. Astralis up against it. 2 smokes for Team Liquid, a flashbang and a Molotov, which will be used early on. I'm not sure what that's for.
The odds have switched, by the way. Team Liquid are in favor right now, according to the community, and that was certainly not the case when this started. Glaive, my God, man! How sick, how quick! Finds Nitro and immediately takes the head off of Naf in front. Looking for a pistol for Astralis. Not necessarily their most successful feat so far in this series. Glaive's gonna confirm it. What a round from him. 4, oh yeah, there he is. Take one out of Kerrigan's book.
Trying to get the crowd riled up. They're going to need them at this point. Sensational performance there from Glaive. Just what the doctor ordered. As he gets 4 kills in the pistol, the first 2 incredibly quick as well, and precise. 2 bullets fired and 2 heads found. We go 9-7. Astralis on the comeback once again. No bomb planted, and we've got a slight technical pause here, just to calm down.
I think Glaive maybe unplugged his headset when he got up. You can see him pointing at the computer and his headset's off, so a little bit too enthusiastic, perhaps. Silence because it's a technical, but you can see the deep thoughts of Elise. Every one of them staring blankly at their screen, but you can tell there's something going on in the back of their mind, and they know how much this means. They've only got a 2-round lead now at this point. Astralis have weapons, they don't. So I think that is what happened, as Glaive is actually
I think you're right.
cheering as somehow either damaged the port by pulling on the cable or pulled his in-ears out and it's not working when he goes back in.
If you might have to restart the game to get the headphones working again to recognize that they've been re-plugged in, but that's actually pretty funny. But I respect it though. Glaive is trying to get his team fired up and the crowd as well. He wants to make sure Liquid are feeling the pressure on that side, and Astralis is starting to wake up at this point. Like we said, pretty much full eco guaranteed here at this stage. Liquid, maybe just bring some PT-50s out, that's about it. Try and get that bomb down. It's that all-important third round of the AKs that will come through. Astralis, presumably prepared for it. How many rifles did they bring out? They've only got the 1 so far. That's an Animagus. He's got the FAMAS and the Kevlar. I assume Glaive with extra money here. We're going to reload the server. So there we go, fresh buys, and you can see a smile on his face. I think he knows what he's done. But we are right back into the action, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be round 17. We'll look at the rifle situation. 2 FAMASes, and he can have a replay of this brilliant round from Glaive here. He's one of the key players of Astralis this year, not just because he's the in-game leader providing great strats. His fragging potential has been sublime, considering he's the leader of the team.
Yeah, with that round as well, he passes Zipex, who had all those clutches. He's gone quiet, by the way. He was on 11 halfway through the first half, so he goes to 15. It's the top of the board.
Rush B, boys.
Zipex is there, MP9. Smoke down, though. They're not willing or wanting to go through that, because if, for whatever reason, Liquid had a designed plan, or excuse me, Astralis had a designed plan, a crossfire waiting, it would immediately stifle the opportunity to get the bomb down, let alone potentially try and win out the round if they can. Dupree has fantastic positioning, MP5, but at this range, it's not an issue. It's when you start to go a little bit more than this, when you start to fire down toward the bottom of the horseshoe where Twists is. He's got to back off this time, but Glaive shows up for 2 more.
Now this might just seem like ego bashing, which it is, but players like Glaive, they can find multiple frags. He's gonna fire him up, they've got a clean round there, they're building cash there as well. It just swells the confidence. And that's what they need right now. 4 players on Astralis with double digits. It's just Device 4 and 15. You just need him to kind of get into the system as well, and they'll be absolutely fine. They can close this one out on the CT side. As the guns are purchased up, though, Liquid, as we said, you have the 5 rifles this time, one of which needs to be noted. It's a Legion, that Krieg, with 16 kills to his name so far. They have 5 smokes, they have flashbangs, definitely enough to win around here. Up against the lesser buy, you can see it's a similar situation Liquid found themselves in. You've got SMGs here up against the AKs. Now they managed to win it with aggression, pushing towards that underpass. That's exactly what Device is trying to do here. He does a little bit of damage, but has to get the hell out of there. Spots multiple opposition at the top of the ramp.
Free with the nade, well placed, very well placed. Legion Nitro, even with armor, will take significant damage, but the first kill still goes the way of Liquid. And look at Naf, look how far forward he is. He's got another kill. Finally, Glaive turns it around, but Taco's able to trade onto him. First time he hasn't found multiple kills, and Taco gets Dupree as well. Liquid, they don't want to give up a lead.
I remember, that looks amazing, which it was. The aim was sensational there from Naf, but he's up against those SMGs. He's trying to capitalize on that point. He knows he's got the range advantage with the AK. Just gets stuck in. He's like, you know what, boys? I'm just going to run on the A side, get it done. It's a clean round. It's double digits first for Liquid there. But still money there for Astralis. They do have a buy, but there won't be an AWP unless Device gets dropped there. He's got 3,800 right now. Still struggling at this point. We'll see if Glaive wants to purchase it for him. He's purchased the AWP. Now Glaive might keep it, considering the fact Device is having a quiet game and Glaive more than capable of using it. Dupree's bought the AWP as well. Now this would be a talking point, Matt. If they do not give Device the AWP because if he's not feeling confident, it's Dupree and Glaive. What an adjustment that is. What a ballsy call to not use one of the world's best AWPers in the grand final.
He is standing behind Glaive currently, so okay, he's gonna rotate off.
He's not gonna use it, dude.
I thought Glaive might just look for that one shot and then give it up, but no, you're right. That is significant.
That's a huge talking point. Sign of the times, but sometimes you have to swallow your pride and say, I'm not feeling it, boys. I'm not hitting any shots. You're gonna have to carry me through this one. A horrible time for that to happen. Here comes the execution from Liquid.
Jisk is ready for it. Naf pre-fires underneath in shadow after the nade, looking to do as much damage as possible. Glaive's found one, but Jisk staring at Palace though, had no information, no support. Taka is able to just walk in and remove him. So bomb plant Nitro.
No kits.
In a 4, yeah, it's a great call. In a 4-on-4 and time, bit of a problem.
Double AWPs as well. This is a nightmare.
Glaive wants to be the next to get a kill. They smoke so that potentially they can bait Naf out forward of it, and he had the AWP ready if he did, but it's not going to happen. In fact, he counter smokes to give himself more of a conceal. Dupree gets one. Nitro's forced away from it. They won't overcommit though, and what they really want is for Taco to come back into the equation. Glaive's just previously looked at Connector, so he's not going to expect his arrival, and he should be standing in the open. He is, but manages a kill first, and that allows Dupree to slide out. It's going to be tight. It's going to be very tight. In fact, already Dupree's running just in case they don't get this defuse. It's so tight, but they get away with it.
And that's the adjustment that seems to be required. It wasn't pretty, it was right down to the wire, but Astralis make a double AWP retake with no kits and a 5-on-4 work in their favor. Somehow it comes together at 1 second in it, if that. And will Device pick up the mantle now and actually start running the AWP, but he feel like his teammates have got him back in the zone? I'm not sure. But it's round 20, it's a tactical timeout. This time for Astralis, they need to work out what's going to be the game plan here. They're not used to being in this scenario. The star player's not showing up. They're going to have to plug holes. All right, if he's hitting shots like that, keep him on the weapon map. Keep him on it. No way is he hitting those shots. Amazing stuff. Not only does he get a quick scope through the smoke, it's his teammate Dupree backing him up as well. We go 10-9. There is a buy there for Liquid, and Device will be on the FAMAS. We're going to follow that thread and see where it leads us. There it is. That says it all.
Your in-game leader is now your top fragger and Opper. He's 10 above anyone else on the team, and your all-star and Opper is at the very bottom. This is completely backwards from what you'd expect.
Yes, but it's great. What a storyline. If Astralis can pull this off in this sort of fashion, just go to show how good they are, and they can think on their feet and adapt. As we get to round 20, it's Nafly who's just looks so deadly on this A site. The 1v1 duels have been the problem, and he's just devoured Astralis in each and every one, it seems. Glaive maybe going to get flashed in here with a UMP, or maybe just hold tight. We'll see which way he's inclined.
Nitro being coy of his setup. He has Naf down below to at least make sure no one pushes through when you're throwing those smokes. That's very, very frustrating. Glaive does recognize already that they're in, but gets the incendiary down in time to slow them, and not only that, force them onto Tetris. Flash was a bit ill-advised, however, because he leaves himself susceptible to Taco, who walks out and collects. Just spraying, hopefully, to get one through as they rotate predominantly towards CT. Nipix will take the lead on it. Rotate off again from jungle. Those smokes are menacing. The only one that's going to stay there is Device, and he can play the stairs. Nitro needs to be aware of that position down below and wants to hold the corner. Smoke will give him a bit more of an opportunity to stay in that angle because they can't swing and spot. Device does get one back, finally. Recognizes that Nitro is down low. That's going to put him back inside of the smoke, but he follows up. Looking like he's finally going to have a contribution in the rounds. And they're on top of the defuse already, but Elige, he's got 6 HP and he keeps them off it. Double peek, he goes down potentially, but he gets one more. Device has a kit.
Nice start, he's got it.
He's got it just barely, just enough time. Device finally shows up. And Astralis tied the game on 10, breaking the economy of Liquid in doing so.
Now this is the game we wanted. It's got all the storylines in the world. Astralis finally on their feet. They're winning these rounds. They've tied things up at 10-10 on Liquid's pick. Indeed, they have broken the money, absolutely. So it has to be the eco once again for Liquid here. A chance for Astralis to stabilize financially. And this man on your screen right here, the most impact he's had so far. This was a huge round. He manages to get 3 kills on the retake. That was absolutely massive with the defuse as well. And here's Glaive getting it done. He sprays him down for an ace! Are you kidding me, Glaive? That's insane! Sure, it's against the eco, but that is going to get them so excited at this point.
Smartly took out his in-ears before standing up that time, so we won't have another delay, but my God, what a game. 27 kills, the next best on his team has 13. Unreal carry from the in-game leader, and Astralis take their first lead at any point over the 2 maps in this series, and a bit of luck finally going their way. You have to say, 2 defuses that were 1 second away from going Liquid's direction, and if they did, money was gone. Liquid could have walked out of this with a 2-0 map score. Now, Astralis are in the driver's seat, and you got to wonder as well, it was 1 round with 3 kills, but is that enough for Device to get the confidence back? Is he suddenly in this series? But good God, Glaive. Never, I mean, sure, it's an eco, but look at that control.
That's so cool.
He never let go of mouse 1.
They get absolutely destroyed. Yes, it's the eco, but Nitro, oh, he's just bought a Negev.
Uh-oh.
Oh, dear. Okay.
Yeah, he takes the in-ears out. He's like, all right, guys.
All right.
I'm not going to ruin my computer again. And Negev, why was that?
Okay, the Negev, it's going to be fine. We're going to reload the round. Good sports, Astralis agreed to it. No, they said no problem. So we like to see and expect from them. And we're back into the action. Can Astralis do it? Now they have the lead. No orbs on the T side. It's Dupree still holding the snipe on the CT forces. He's been preparing for this moment. He can be the main AWP if required. His skill speaks for itself. 13 kills so far. We'll see if he can find a few more here. Zipex just with the MP9. As the flashbang goes in towards middle, the follow-up nade to block that aggression once again. There's a nice smoke from the CT side there, but still a gap. Not going to be too worrisome for the Liquid side. They can confirm there's no CT, at least at the top of middle, getting behind those boxes. That's all Nitro wants to confirm at this point.
Look at Mages, though. So much information on that alone, and you can see the slight transition as a result. Glaive goes back over to Connector, knowing just for the moment they won't have too many problems on A. Not impossible, but Liquid put pressure on there later in the round. Minute 19 to work with so far. Huge setup in mid. Zipex may only have that MP9, but they also have Glaive and Device at Connector and Window with no utility in front of them. So if they go, it'll be a triangle, 3 players to fire, and they are going to go. Now that, with just the information on the MP9, baits out the 2 teammates, and Device finds a kill immediately. Smokes himself off and crosses over back toward B. Naf and Twist want to try and open this up forward to the Molotov. So Dupree's got to be careful, but Zipex has already found his way to the site by backing down Catwalk as well. And his utility will not be too little too late. Astralis looking the team we know now, very composed. It was Elige on Train that made up for most of the 5-on-3 deficits that Liquid found themselves in. He's got the opening pick this time for Liquid as well, but he's down to 4.
30 seconds remain. Not too many options here for Liquid, I'm afraid. They have 1 flashbang. Amanda's advantage, maybe even more so now. Mirage has got CPL though, 20 seconds to reign. They'll go towards B and his head short. There's only Zipex there right now. He's got the MP9. He can't face towards short, but Dupree, he can stop them crossing over. He's gonna nail at least one of these kills. That's the most important one. The bomb spotted. He's up players on a plate. There's the second. That should be round confirmed. Dupree doesn't make it 3 out of 3, but Zipex is there, making sure the bomb plan is denied. It's a nice clean round there from Astralis. 12-10 with 4 players surviving, and it's broken the money once again at Team Liquid here. They're right back on their feet and in this grand final. This is the team we know and love. Sure, there's been some adjustments made. They've had to move things around, but that's what you expect. You have to kind of adapt if things go completely wrong for you, and that's what they've done. Device is looking more comfortable. Dupree's hitting shots at the orb, and they've got a 12-10 lead here with an eco up against them. They should be closing this map out at this stage. We'll see if they can do it.
Pressure on Liquid now for the first time in this series. Device, we said it, he didn't even really have to swing wide on that. Zipex had all the information on Catwalk, and he makes no mistake. Dupree, look how quick the second shot was. Quick little check, finds the information. Lee's only at 4 HP, but he still goes for the AWP instead. And then the MP9 gets pulled back in. Glaive's getting pumped on this one.
Yeah, he's got to 28 kills. Wants to show the world what he's made of, and he's doing a great job of that so far, the in-game leader carrying the squad. Like we said, eco at this stage, a little bit to work with. At least he's got a scout. That's about as exciting as it gets. Deagle for everyone else. And Naf has got one of the scariest Deagles in the game in CSGO. And look how proactive he's being. He's just by himself, trying to find openings at this point. But he has been spotted. Doesn't take any damage, though. Device not quite connecting the shot.
Incendiary pushes Twist further into the corner. They do actually get Elige through, or excuse me, Naf through, but he's found Magisk swinging out to spot his position. Elige trying to do what he can with his scout, but now that picks in Device from Catwalk, and no mistake to find the kill. Nitro wants to swing around, does get him falling off with the Deagle, and I think that AK might just be within range. So they'll pick that up, but unfortunately he's already lost most of his teammates aside from Twist, and look at Glaive, already swinging in behind them. They're coming right back toward him. This would be for Glaive. Kill number, if he gets both, kill number 30 and 31 in this game.
He's killing it right now. Every position, just spot on. The aim is there as well. Playing with his heart right now. Wants to drag Astralis through this second map, kicking and screaming. As we're going to round number 24, finally some money available for Liquid. Nitro can buy the orb, but he's having a quiet game, 2-11 and 17. It's the moment with Glaive. Perfectly positioned, nothing they could do. Had to try and book it toward the B side. It wasn't going to happen. And now Liquid, been very quiet. That's actually 5 rounds in a row against the maximum loss bonus coming through. Dupree still on AWP. You can see he's confident with it as well. Oh my God, what? He hits that shot. Either way, they'll commit towards the A bomb side, but that was absolutely tremendous from Dupree.
Fantastic nade to fireboxes. Well, look at how fast Dupree is. Underpass kill at B, and he's already back in A. Dynamic at its best, and Elige, he will at least get back Magisk onto this, but it's only Taco. Has to try and pull it around, gets Device out of the equation. He's been tagged, and he's already in this position, so they should know, but a smoke down, he wants to get the angle, it just gives him up. Zipic's already standing there, it's 14. Astralis are absolutely on fire now.
Wow. We need to see that first shot again. Slow it down if we can. You don't see that every day. Not even a main AWPer, rarely picks it up. Let's have a look how this looks from, my God, Nafly. Didn't see it coming, didn't even expect any danger there. And Dupree does go down, but gives Device a chance to get a nice frag with the AWP there. He has been struggling with it, but he gives it right back to Dupree. This is so awesome to see them actually accepting the fact that Device is struggling, Dupree is playing well. Let's swap things around, and we'll get into another buy here for Liquid with that maximum loss bonus still in full effect here. Time running out though. 1 round away from map point. Astralis have got 3 players on the A side. That's exactly where Liquid are heading towards.
Holding off though, Dupree. We saw it as well. Magisk is in sandwich, so Dupree getting the first kill means they're never going to look that direction because they already thought they were safe from it. The AWP kill convinces them otherwise. How does Magisk hit that through the smoke? Maybe he really is a magician. Nitro and Naf in a 2 versus 4 situation will scurry away. The rotations are already over. The interesting thing on this is the positioning of Naf. If he gets to the site, he can hold these rotations off.
He can. It'll be Zipex to challenge first. And who comes out on the aim jaw? It's a scrappy one, but Zipex will find it and confirm victory there. It's Nitro, 4 players to find, and at this point, might just be considering the save, but he has got the maximum loss bonus. We'll see if there's anything that can be done. Heads towards middle, 45 seconds remain. Astralis don't have to peek this. They've got everything covered and 2 players on each bomb site.
Only 1 round to Liquid so far on the T side. This is their map choice on Mirage. Nitro. Let's at least get Glaive back, but now they know exactly where he is. 1 on 3 for him to try and win, keep this game alive, potentially. Well, it's off down on jungle means he can't pursue the window and go aggressive. He's got to pretty much put himself inside of the site, which is what they want, because then they can triangulate. Takes aggro away. Dupree, CZ, 15 rounds. Astralis looking to tie this series.
Feels like it's a foregone conclusion at this point. Whoever made the call to swap things around and give the AWP to Dupree, oh, he deserves absolutely everything. This is so cool to watch. The fact they've managed to adjust to this situation and slow down Liquid and allow Dupree to show the world what he can do with a sniper has got to be one of the most exciting adaptations I've ever seen in CS. That's so cool. Liquid at breaking point once again. Galil's UMPs and Astralis looking to pick up map number 2 here, but it's Taco to find the first frag. He'll take down the aforementioned Dupree and actually give them a slight advantage here.
Nitro gets Glaive. Follow it as well. Good run in. Does finally get shut down by Xyp9x, who's more than up to the challenge of spraying, at least in both directions, to get Taco as well. But Elige jumping down below evades his aim, and Liquid trying to play for overtime at this point. Have to go against Magisk in a 1-on-3. Bomb already planted. Magisk aware that Elige is inside of the site with the AWP. Now knows there's also one toward Truck, but it's Twists instead toward Catwalk. Actually, excuse me, inside of the site that got the kill. I thought it was Naf from Catwalk, but again, it's still 4 rounds of a buffer for Astralis to play with, and they've got lots of money, at least for this round.
Absolutely true. Well, there it is. The first of 5 picked up for Liquid as this opening pick from Taco. Was it a jumping peak he manages to hit? It's not. It's Dupree who was on the corner trying to be mobile, trying to replicate the play style of the device there. Doesn't hit the shot, and Nitro somehow gets the second kill for this smoke. That pretty much confirmed things. Xyp9x with a great attempt there with almost 3 kills. Didn't happen though, and we get into the next round. And Device this time looking like his usual self. Will get that opening kill and fall back.
Shot from Dupree. 3 kills to go, and we've got a tie series heading to Inferno. Back on Astralis' serve at that point because they look to break Liquid here, and they will. All done. And credit to Glaive. The in-game leader of Astralis ends with 31 kills to carry his team to victory, and a lot of them in the influential rounds when they broke down the economy of Liquid.
That's got to be one of the most fun to watch matches of CS this year. We had it all. It had drama, Device still not showing up. They had to adjust things. It had all the clutches. Xyp9x getting 3 out of 5 rounds. Absolutely amazing to watch.
And it's, in my opinion, time for Liquid to revisit Mirage as well, because this has been their map choice, but I'm not convinced. They've had too many crucial losses on it, and if this is where they're going to rely, they need to strengthen their series by having a better map for themselves.
Well, this grand final is just heating up, ladies and gentlemen. We have got Inferno next, and we've split the difference. We've gone 1-1 on maps. Astralis look like they've arrived now. We'll see if Liquid can pick up the pieces in the third, but I hope you come back. This is something that's going to be absolutely epic. We'll see you after this break.